is visible?
No, sir.
Okay. My video is visible.
Yes, sir.
Now it is okay, I think so. Can someone check it? Yes, now it is okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. I hope all are okay. So today we are going to be discuss about, we already know that by using this Apache Hive, we are going to be create queries, and we can save the queries and we can use for different data sets. So we can manage and develop queries and we can store the queries. So as similar, we know that how to use a queries with the tables. We already know that the database tables we have DCL, DML, DDL comments are there in order to do the database management system. So by using SQL queries, similar way here also we have Hive query language, that is we can call here HQL. We can call HQL. So by using this HQL language also we can organize and manage the data in current manner. How we can do that, we will perform it. So in order to maintain and monitor this one, so we already know that the data which we are providing to this Hadoop operating system, so that is we are going to be perform map reduce operation. So map reduce operation, for that we are going to be use it as uh, only structured information we are going to be provided, and these structured information we are going to be keeping our enterprise warehouse, EWS, enterprise data warehouse, EDW. So enterprise data warehouse we are going to be stored, so such that the data is going to be created in the database itself, that is the data warehouse itself. We are going to be store it in a structured format. So when we can store it in a structured format, then it is going to be very easily to organize the enterprises very easy. So that's why only this query language itself we are going to be use it for arranging and organizing the enterprise data warehouse is very easy. So by creating and managing database tables, already we discussed this one and we are about to complete in the last class. So that's why I'm going to be start this one. So create and managing the database and tables. So creating, dropping, altering the database with Apache Hive is below. So I will show you how to create all these things. Yes, this one. So here we are going to be create a database. Through the database, we are going to be create one table also. The table with the 3 or 4 columns, we are going to be create the database. So see here, here we are using our first database is a database we are going to be create. So whenever we are going to be use a use command, then automatically this first database is enter into the Hive. The Hive is enter into the first our database, then alter database. So it is already database. We already saw that the first underscore table is there. Okay, so we already created this our first database table. This database table we need to give some more info. For example, we gave database table, but we didn't give any information. So later we are trying to give some more information to the table. So such that we are going to be use alter command, alter database. So for which one? Our first database set DB properties. I'm going to be insert the 2 more columns as, so that is the 2 more informations we can columns, or we can say that 2 more fields we are going to be enter into that. That is the creator. So who is that creator? And the created for what? So learning for Hive DTL. So this is the information we are going to be added to the previous created database. So that is so for that we for every command we are executing on this Hive, we can have a time to how much time has taken to execute that particular command. It's showing a for every so time taken for 0.13 seconds. Then how Hive our first data describe the database extended our first database. So okay, our first database is where it is available file home DB admin. So BI admin and Hive and warehouse our first data DB. So it contains created for and creator is some Bruce Brown something name and created for Hive. So that information all the things is showing here. So describe means it's what the data contains in that. So it's a time taken 0.084 seconds and you fetched one row created. So which one row created in the database table that was shown in that. Then, so our first database we are going to be used for a drop database. Our first database we are going to be to the cascade. So that is okay. So what is the use of drop command? In order to delete the particular field in that database table, we are going to be use the drop. For this information only, I mentioned here what we are going to be do with the line 1, line 2, line 3, and line 4. So this one line 4 above instruction, we are now altering the database table which is already created. Which one? The first our database, which includes some metadata items. We are going to be include that is the creator and created for. So who is the creator? Name of the creator and what for he created. That is the information. So these two can be unique, useful documentation purpose. So generally, whenever we are going to be write a program, we are going to be mention the top of the program. We are going to be mention multi-line command we can use. So who is the author? I think first programming language you are learning. The first part of the program, that is any structure of a program we have learned. The first part is about the documentation section. So what is the documentation section? So who's programmer? So what for he written the program? At what time he written the time? At what time he written that basic information about the program he mentioned. No? That is a simple meaning of a documentation. So that is the documentation purpose and the coordination with other working groups. So who, for example, that particular program is going to be support of a program. We are going to be sent along with the different programmers. So by knowing that the programmer who is the creator, so when the main model is going to be add the all sub programs. So if anything model is a problem with, so we can easily identify that model is created by that particular person. We can inform to that person to modify these errors are coming. So please identify it. So for that only we can use working groups. The command 5 used to view the metadata. So how to view the metadata we can see. With the help of command in the line 6, we are dropping the entire database. We are removing from the server and use the drop table command to delete the individual tables. So in that particular maybe inside maybe we have tables that also we can delete. So create and manage tables with Hive. So Apache Hive lets you define the record format separately from the file format. So instead of doing a file format, we are going to be do the record format. So Hive tables defines the configuration below listing unless you are override the default settings. So general settings are there. If you change anything, it's going to be override. So table so on. Row format is row format is delimited and the fields are terminated by the zeros ones and column collection of items terminated by this one and maps terminated by 03 and lines terminated by /n and stored as a text file. So default settings are this one. So if you want to change termination, delimiter, all those things, if you want to change, I think last class I shown you in the one simple program. There we are going to be use a apostrophe s for terminating the field and cap symbol for mentioning the map things and the collection of items are going to be there by the identifier by the line. So something we are, so these are the default settings. If you change it is automatically override as well. So again, the stored files as a text. Here we are going to be use the three different files are there: text files and stream files and data input output files are going to be used. Then the following list of specifies on how the fields to be separated from delimited whenever you insert the load data into the database table. So Hive generate table data underscore type and table. So that is the table name we are going to use. So these line 4, 5, 6, 7. So I already told you, previous one. So see one fields are terminated by comma. So that is the changed by. So the column items are changed by slash. That is the sprite slash, and the maps are terminated by the cap symbol. The lines are divided by slash and stored as a text. So the table properties are who is a creator and at what time he is creating, and is the data what in what year he is created. All those information it shows. The above lines 36 and 37, 38. So I will show you if you want to remember. So see that 36, 37, 38. So map and the lines and stored as information defines. So Hive file format as a text file whenever the data is stored in HDFS. So far we are been seeing the text file format your data records. That is the default thing you are going to use. However, you can know that your text file is slower than the processing of consuming a lot of displays unless you can compress them. For that reason, we are going to be move with Apache Hive community, come up with several choice of our tables in HDFS. So file formats are text files and sequence files and RC files, that is a record columnar files and ORC files, and these are the various standard files are there. Then the input output formatted files. So why we are going with the different file formats means, so compared to the text file takes the very less that is a more space and it is taking more time to execute. So that's why only. So based upon the user choice, they are going to be used what type of format they need to store the data. Such format they are going to be used and they can forward it. So each and every data file formats are there. So up to that we are last class. So defining the table record formats. The Java technology that the Hive used to process the record and the map them to column. The data types in a Hive table is called that is SCRD, means either it is a serialized to deserialized format. It's called serialized deserialized. SCR serialized, D is deserialized. Serialized to deserialized, SCR deserialized, which is which in a short terms of serializer and deserializer. So figure helps us to find and understand how the file formats are deserialized and serialized. So what is the meaning of serialized and deserialized? Where we heard these words, we heard in the first unit itself. I remember. First unit itself, we heard this serialized and deserialized. Where in serialized and deserialized? Anyone remember? Wrapper classes, where we are going to be perform these serialized and deserialized. So we are converting. This operation is converting from one to another one. So that is input text format to byte format and byte format to something formats are there. No? So here already we talk about certain input output formats. No? So previous records. So I will show you once again. So these are the formats are there. No? Input output formats. So here we have one type of format. So in order to keep change of this format from one to another one, we have a serialized and deserialized format. So that is figure helps us. See here, so I will keep this figure once again. You can see that what serialized to deserialized. So for reading, we are going to be use deserializer. For writing, we are going to be used as serializer. So see that input format to record, for transferring, converting from input format to record, we are going to be used for here the reading columns. For reading purpose, we are going to be used DC. For writing from record to, we are taking as output format to HDFS files. So that is a serializer we are going to use. So both deserializer and serializer, the operation name as SERDC is the operation name we are going to be using. Understand what is this? From one format to another format, the conversion is going to be happen. What conversion is? Deserializer is going to be to input format to record format. Input format to record format. So that input format is going to be get it from the HDFS files. So it is going to be for record reading purpose. So why it is what is the operation again here? So what we are going to be do? Hive, we have a commands through that we are going to be operate the metadata in the meta store, and it is going to be submitted to HDFS files. Once it's submitted, we need to read it. So read it means it get from the HDFS files. So that is already stored. From there we have our input format that is deserialized and it shows a record format. So record format means some tables, rows and columns it is going to be. Whenever the data is going to be write it to HDFS files. So we are going to be a record file that is serialized. We can have an output format that is going to be stored in HDFS file. So that is reading and writing process. Okay, so this is the reading and writing operation. When Hive is reading data from HDFS, reading means deserialization. Please remember our local system file system. The Java deserializer format the data into a record that maps to a table, column, data types. So it is used at the time of Hive fuel select statements. So whenever generally we can call the select a table, select a star from table name table. When Hive is writing data, Java serializer accepts the record Hive using to translate such as output formats. The classes can write into HDFS or the local file system. So wherever we are going to be. So some of the times we are going to be run as our Hadoop system in a local or Sudoku system or fully distributed system also. So whenever we are going to be consider any type of configuration, these output formats may stored in HDFS files or some local system also. So it is used at the time of HiveQL as a create table as select. So it is name also is there. CTAS is their name. CTAS means it is used at the time of QL. Create table as select. CTAS. CTAS. Please be remember in the later slides we heard this one. CTAS. Create table as select statement. So the input and output and that is a serializable and deserializable objects allows Hives to separate the table record format from the table file format. From table file format to record format is going to something that conversion is going to be happen. No? So that is the meaning of this. Hive bundles Hive bundles a number of serializable, deserializable for us. We can also develop your own serialized, deserialized if you have a more unusable data types that you want to manage with Hive table. So some of these are specified as below. See that various files which are unusable formats are there that we are going to be eliminated. So lazy, simple, serialized and deserialized. Lazy, simple. So the default serialized and deserializable that used as a text file format. So general format as deserialized, serializable is a text file. So columnar serialized deserialized. It is used to call as RC files format. So various types of file formats are there. So in order to change it into it, so the name itself is given for text file. Why it is given as a lazy and means it is time to take, it is the text file is more time to take for reading. So that is why we have various type of file formats are used in Hadoop ecosystem. We already hinted that one. So that is for columnar serialized, deserialized, we are going to be use RC file. So RC file means, what is RC file? Record columnar files. Then RGX serializable, deserializable. RGX serializable can be a powerful approach to build a structured data in Hive. So whatever here we are going to be stored in enterprise data warehouse, the data should be in a structured format. So that's why we are building a structured data in a Hive table from the unstructured blocks or semi-structured logs files. So emails, Twitter, or other form of social data, the regular expressions allows to extract a meaningful information. So if any type of data we are collecting, so that data we are going to be segregate and we are going to be keep it as a structured format into the file. Structured format into a file. So that files we are going to be keep it in a data warehouse. So then another one is about HBase serialize and deserialize. So it is includes with Hive to enable to integrate with the HBase. So HBase is the another application which we are going to be run on this Hadoop ecosystem. So Pig and this Hive and another HBase and another one is Squirrel. We have all those applications are there. No? These applications are there. So this is another that is it is integrated with the HBase. So how we are going to be do the then Johnson, that is a JSON serialized deserialized. A third party serialized deserialized reading and writing the John's data record with the Hive. So we are going to be selecting for another third party tool which is used to read the data and writing the data. So general format is a text format. So in order to overcome this text format, we are going to use some third party tool that is this. So that is another one is AVRO serialized deserialized. With it includes the Hive so that we can use the read and write from AVR, that is the Avro data Hive tables. So these are the various formats we are going to use. So I will show you a simple seeing how the Hive data manipulation language works. So we'll simply see how the data manipulation. So here the data manipulation language, that is a DML, allows us to load and insert the tables. So what is the DML commands? Can anyone? So create, load, and we have commands now. So what are the commands here? So by using allows us to load and insert the data into table and create the tables from other tables. So how we are going to be load the data? Now we have a place into a data types table with load data command. So for the simple syntax is given below. So load data, so local path file, so that is override into a table, the table name. So partition, the column is volume and partition 2 is column 2 is value 2. So partition column 1 has a value 1 and partition column 2 has a value 2 and so on we are going to. So we are going to be modify the reading. So seeing how we can manipulate the data and it is. So for this we have a lot of query statements are there. From next class we will see that we will take one flight data information. So that table how we are going to be create and how we are going to be process these all commands which we are going to simply we can have this select command, load command, alter command, filter commands. All those commands are there. No? In SQL commands what we are deal. This all these commands how we can perform these metadata we can see in next class. And the above syntax optional local keyword tells you how you copy the data input files on the local file system. So here we are not going to be touch about Hadoop system. We are going to be simply we are going to be get the data from the local file system. local file system and into a Hive data warehouse directory. So without the local keyword, we can simply move. It is not going to be covered. You can simply move that into warehouse dictionary only directory. We can simply move the directory only. We cannot move the data. We cannot do the copy function. So we cannot do that. So whenever we can use a local data, then only local file system, the data is going to be copied to the data warehouse directly. If you are not missing, if you are missing that keyword, it is only moved the directory only. It is not going to be moving any data. The optional override keyword causes the system to overwrite the data is specified table if it is already data is stored. So if you are not mentioned, so the previous data is only it is going to be. So already the data, the name is there. What is that? Data underscore file is there. No, the name. See that data underscore types underscore table, which contains that 38 lines. What are the data types are there? So how to mention that and how to mention the map data, how to separate it, how to new lines are those. That data table we are going to be override with the new one. So if you are not mentioned any override command, so it is simply it is show the previous one only. It is not going to be override the new one. It is already data is on this. So finally, the optional is a partition list tells the Hive to partition to store the tables in a different directories in the warehouse and directory structure. So in the directory also we can view in the different ways, whether we can go with the row wise and column wise. How we are going to be view the directory structure also. So that is also it is not provided. So once we have a partition, so that particular data which we are going to be showing in the table, that we can see in a different way of different directories also. So different way of directories also we can use it, and we can use for further purpose also. This is a powerful concept to improve the query performance in Hive by rather than run the map reduce jobs over the entire tables to find the data if you want to view or analyze. So generally in the map reduce operation, we are going to be finalize the data and output is showing. So once we are going to be submit these type of structured format and including data, and we are not going to be you give the previous data, we are going to be use the exact data what we are going to be provide, and we are going to be do the partitions properly. And that means it is going to be allocated in a proper rows and columns manner. Then this data will be submitted to MapReduce job. Then it is easily to perform all those operations and analyze and segregations and segmentations. All those will be very easy to perform the operation. Then querying and analyzing the data. How we are going to be querying. So querying means how we can simply ask. So for example, something asked, how it is going to be selected from the tables. So that is here we are going to be use a joining table with Hive. So how we are going to do it. So well, remember that understanding the underlying the operation of system Hive is Apache Hadoop. So MapReduce is the engine for joining tables, and Hadoop file system is underlying the storage. So again, in the query wise, when we are going to be asking the queries to the database table, that the queries is going to be managed by the Hive system, and the storage is going to be talk about the HDFS system. File system is going to be talking. Okay, the tables and the storage. So how it will be? So disk and the network access is a lot slower than the memory access. Disk and network access is a lot slower than the memory access. So minimize the HDFS reads and writes as much possible. So by using HDFS. So Hive table reads and writes via HDFS usually involves a very large block of data. The more data you can manage all together, in one table, the better the overall performance. Even you can get a better performance by viewing the data in one table. So we can join. So what is the meaning of joins and means? So remember the inner join, outer join. Okay, na? So the same thing. So through the one table we can get the reference of another table and we can see all those things and we can perform. So Hive table record, Hive table reads and writes via HDFS. Usually, it involves a very large block of data. So already we know that here we are going to be dealing with a large set of database. So the more data you can manage all together in a table, so the better the overall performance, the better the overall performance. So this is the inner join, fully outer join, and left outer join. So the name itself and the diagrams which I mentioned down, it is very clear, I think so. So inner join means, so both the tables, what is the common thing, so that we can use and we can join all those things. So fully outer join means all the columns, table 1, table 2, all those columns, table A and table B, all those things are by using we can fully join. Left outer join, we can take the common part from the second table and we can take the table A. So by asking and viewing various tables in the various parts. So if you remember there in joins, inner join, outer join, same thing only here. So whenever the query concept is comes, same table joining concepts will underlying. So that was the end of this creating and managing the database tables. So, but here we can see how to manage these queries. So we have a lot of query statements are there to propose and manage the data. So I will show you in the next class how to move to this data. And also we can see one statements. I think you may forget that database concepts. No. So SQL query is, so DCL, DML commands. So once again, you can go back to your DBMS table concepts. And please be refer that what is the DCL, DML commands. So how we are going to be. So remember that three types DML, DCL. DML, DDL, and DCL. So I got the one figure which will be clear all those. What are the various types? So can anyone say that what we can do in DML and what we can do in DCL and what we can do in DCL, DDL, DCL?
DML we can modify the content.
Yes. Okay. And I want to know that what are the, okay, you can simply tell me what are the operations we can perform on this.
Insertion, sir.
Only insertion. So you can now just know only I said that two operations you can. So my diagram is clear to everyone. Picture కనిపిస్తుందమ్మా? కనిపించట్లేదు. So wait a second, I will show you. Now it is visible. These are the SQL language statements how we are going to use DML, DDL, and DCL and TCL. So I think we are not knowing about this. I think you come across this commit and roll back how we are going to perform. So DML we can perform select, insert, update, and delete we can perform. In DDL we can create, alter, and drop the table. And DCL we can give controls, so grant and revoke we can perform. And TCL we can begin, train, and commit, and train and roll back, all those operations. So like this, so we know these SQL statements how we can perform on the database table. A similar way, how we want to perform in the a large set of database which we are consuming in the Hadoop. So through that, how we are going to be use HQL commands, Hive query language commands, how we are going to be do, and we can perform, and we can see that. So if you have time, you can go through these DML, DCL, and DCL, how we are going to be perform operations. You can see. In the next class, I will show you one by one how we are going to be performing the Hive database wise. We can see the information. Okay. So if you want, you can take a, I think you can directly give SQL command lines, what are the things we will show. So if any queries we have, you can ask me. Attendance getting not very high, only 74. So out of 74, we can remove out of 2 staff members, then it is only 72. Out of 94, nearly 22 members are absent. Okay. So one small modifications, we are not going to be sending weekly reports, we are sending a daily reports itself. Attendance is sending to, and we are, that is we are posting J&K website daily attendance only. Daily 4 hours attendance we are going to be showing and keeping there. So it's a gentle reminder to all. So what about assignments and remaining all those things?